Hi, hello everybody, I'm TrashPandaFinn, you can call me Finn, and today we're discussing pet play, and more specifically, pup play. But before we get into it more, I need a small adjustment. Now this will be a surprise to non-friends of mine, but as well as a furry, I'm also a pup. Yes, I'm the same thing that Spot is. But I'm not really into the whole latex thing. I don't need this whole bodysuit, I'm fine with my pup hood and a collar, that's all I need. I'm also probably considered more vanilla in pup, but for me my pup play is mainly a small escape and just relaxing. Something fun to be silly during and allow myself to just let go and relax.
Isn't that just a kink thing?
Not quite.
Don't you guys do it with animals?
No, we aren't zoophiles. No actual animals are ever involved. It's just a sort of roleplay like we used to do back on the playground or even in kindergarten. Personally, my pet play is safe for work. Well, mostly. Very rarely I do more than that with other consenting adults, but I won't go more into that because that doesn't belong in the public or on the internet because it's my private life. Enough about my pup play, let's talk about it in general. Come join me as we get into this topic. Now before we fully get into the video, you can find my socials in my link tree in the channel's about page. So, firstly, what even is pet play in general? The answer simply, sticking with pup play as an example this time, pup play is a kind of role play in which humans adapt the persona and mentality of a puppy. This can take many forms, from simply enjoying the headspace of feeling like a puppy, to wearing a pup hood, pup mitts, or other pup gear like collars, and playing with other pups, or even having someone be a handler, an owner, or a trainer to supervise and train and educate them makes a strong bond if consent is fully there. Having a handler in pup space is very fulfilling because you can truly just let go and be playful. And this concept can also be applied to other animals. I've actually seen a few dragons, a few bunnies, and horses actually. Their masks and hoods are often very detailed and always cool to see different types. Pup play is the most spread out, and I think next to that is actually pony play. But we'll get into that a little bit later. And before I say anything else, I believe pup play, even if yours is safe for work, I believe minors should not be in the pup play community, nor even own a pup hood, since it does stem from kink and BDSM. Now, like I said, some pup players are safe for work, but there are a lot that are not safe for work, and that's why I believe no minors should be in there, because pup play, like I said, stems from kink and BDSM, so maybe wait until you're 18 to fully get into the scene. And again, I have to say it again, never ever are there actual animals involved. We are not zoo PDFs. We are not that. Now, if someone is that, they are not a pup, nor this can be applied to any sort of community, even the furry community. They are not furries if they are zoo PDFs. They do not belong in that community and are not welcomed. Now, mind you, you don't need gear to do pet play, since it's also quite expensive for good quality gear. As an example, my custom hood that I'm going to order will cost me around $200 since it's custom made without shipping and like the other stuff that I'm going to buy. If my friends see this, y'all didn't hear that part? Y'all didn't hear about it. How do people even get into it and how did they discover it? I asked a few people about it and these are the answers I've gotten from friends and other people that I've asked.
I first saw and heard of pet play through Pride events, and slowly got into it. Funny enough, I got into it through you because you told me about it. I found pup play through attending Pride events, and through YouTube. I found it through the furry fandom. To be quite honest,
Now, in my personal experience, I guess I've always sort of lived with pup play. I just didn't know about it. As a kid, I often used to roleplay as a dog and a wolf, like a lot. I often wore a specific wolf hat that my mom had bought me all the damn time. I actually still have it. Here's a photo. This might not be the exact one, but this is what it kind of looked like. I discovered the term pet play and pup play maybe at around 15 years old. I kept my interest in, and at Pride events, I always had fun interacting with the pups there. And as soon as I turned 18, one of the first things I bought was a pup hood and a collar. And yeah, I bought one off of Amazon. Bite me. I'm getting a custom one made soon. It was enough to start out with. A small interruption at this point. I'd like to thank my friend Ty for doing a little bit of voice acting for me in this video. He will talk about where you can find him at the end of this video. Now, I mentioned pet gear. What is pet gear? Pet gear is what helps you get into the Mindspace. Now, you don't need gear to go into Mindspace or Headspace. Many just use gear to just either help or get into Headspace more easily.
So you guys like wearing collars and stuff?
Well, yeah, most do. It depends on the type of pet play. I know a few who wear a chain collar almost 24/7, and some who only wear collars occasionally. The type of gear throughout the different pet play genres are very different. For example, pup players tend to have pup hoods. These can be made of neoprene, leather, latex, and other fabrics. And most pup hoods have very different styles. Here are just a few. Most pups also have collars with tags. Some even have silicone tails like these, or even fox fur ones.
I bet the silicone ones are plugs.
Some of them are, but there are things like show tails that you can put on a belt, like this. There is even gloves/mittens that restrict the movement of hands, which can get you more into the pup feeling because dogs and pups can't really use their hands, can they? Some even like wearing bodysuits. Some use pet bowls. For example, I know a guy who has pet bowls as like snack bowls. So like he just sits on the couch with a pet bowl next to him filled with like chips. And I find that incredibly funny. But it helps him. Some even have pet crates that kind of help have a safe space. Anybody can have a pet crate as a form of like de-stress. And some just wear ears and a tail. Now this goes into different types of genres. For example, this could go like this person. What this person is wearing is just ears and a tail. This person could just be put into the kimono mimi section, but I will talk about the differences a bit later. There are different types of gear for each type of pet play, and everyone is different. I recommend this video about pony play. Many of you might have seen this video already, but try and see it from a different perspective. That this sort of area of pet play is a form of comfort and just a space to be themselves and have fun. Yeah, for some people it is a kink, which I tend to keep out of my mind, because for me, most of my pet play is safe for work. Try and just see it differently and try and go into it open-minded. Pup play also has a flag. I personally also own one of these, and other pet spaces also have flags. For example, I think this is the pony play one. Let's talk about pet play in public spaces. This is a difficult topic since some pup play is to some sexual and for some it's not. I personally believe that wearing a hood and collar in public is fine as long as you're dressed properly and act friendly and aren't loud and aren't harassing anybody. I've seen a few pups wear rubber things that barely hit anything, and I find that a little iffy. And apparently people have also seen pet players almost or actually naked in public at events. And I need to say that that is not cool. You should not do that, even if you like it. Do not do it, please. Just don't. Please go out dressed fully and make sure if there's kids that they can't see your dingly bits. Please, for the love of Satan. I have to say it, I thankfully have not seen somebody fully naked. I do not actually want to see that. It's enough I had to see people in diapers, like grown men in diapers. But also, why? Why? I don't understand. And for the love of everything that's unholy, keep not safe for work situations out of public spaces. Like, just no. Just no. Do you even think rationally? Even if you think that that is sort of okay to do at a pride event, please get out. You aren't cool. Please leave. There's kids. Also, don't force other people to watch you be, like, not kid-friendly in public, or like be used as an ashtray, please keep that crap at home. Thank you. Anyway, let's talk about the hanky code. Many pups use the hanky code to color code their hoods, and let's be honest, not many use it. And for me, honestly, I just want a cool patterned hood, like a cool looking one. But the only reason I do have camo on my hood is because I do like uniforms. That's just it, but I do like it. In my opinion, pup players are very kind humans. There's only been a handful of people that I'm staying like more than 10 feet away from, but that is a private matter that doesn't belong in the public. So, a lot of pups are also furries, and the reverse is also true, yet some pups and furries seem to dislike each other, and I find that funny, because they're basically distinct cousins. Anyway, let's talk about the differences between pet play, furries, Therians, otherkin, and Kimono Mimi. I hope I just said that correctly. Furries. A furry is someone with an interest in anthropomorphic animals. For example, if you think about Disney movies, Zootopia. Let's just say Zootopia is an anthropomorphic animal movie, and a lot of furries like this movie. A lot of furries will have characters that they have costumes off of, either fully or just paws, tail, and the fursuit head, but many go full out. What is a Therian? A Therian is short for Therianthrope. Therianthrope. Is that how you say it? I don't know, I'm keeping that in. It means a person who identifies integrally as a non-human being, such as a wolf, polar bear, or even an earthworm. Many go around wearing masks and have this symbol. I believe this is the Therian symbol. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Otherkin, a person who identifies as non-human, typically as being wholly or partially an animal or a mythical being. These tend to stick together with Therians, but most otherkins do not identify as Therian because they aren't role-playing as an animal, because they believe some are actually animals in a human's body. Kimono Mimi. This is new. I think this is stemmed from TikTok, that's where I've heard it from. Kimono Mimi, literally meaning animal ears, is the concept of depicting human and human-like characters with animal ears, and by extension, tails. This is typically like Neko-like. If you know what a Neko is, it's basically just an anime girl who has cat ears and a tail, but this is basically what a Kimono Mimi is, and this is basically what people like wearing if they are a Kimono Mimi. So technically, if we were to think about it, if a pet player or a Therian would want, they could also call themselves a Kimono Mimi. I find it weird that we need to have so many different terms for just identifying with an animal, or animals in general. For example, I identify with a lot of animals, but I'm not saying that I am an animal. I know the difference, but like, for example, I'm not an otherkin. I'm a human.
But why?
Why not? It's fun to just be silly. Now, keep in mind, I've been speaking quite positively about this community and these spaces, but this whole thing also has parts that stick out and make it very scandalous, and that create headlines, let's just call it that. So this is a very interesting topic, and I recommend checking out a few videos. But firstly, I'd like to thank my friend Ty again for being so kind and voice acting for me in this video. Ty, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Ty, also known as Cosplay. My pronouns are he, him. I am a 23-year-old cosplayer. I also do some prop making, and I also do some voice acting for a little bit of different projects that I'm a part of. If you would like to find more of my stuff, you can find me through my TikTok and Instagram at cosplayforevery, or my YouTube channel at cosplay_forevery. But yeah.
Now, feel free to branch out more after this video. Like I said, maybe check out the pony play video. I find it very educational, and I find the way they do things and change around the gear to fit humans very interesting. So I recommend that video. I also recommend Pup Play 101 by Max Z. He is a transgender man who is also a pup, so I also recommend checking him out. My Life in Pet Play by Primary Care. And I also recommend the What's the Safe Word channel. Both of the two do amazing videos together, and I love watching their things. I also sometimes watch their Twitch streams, so maybe go ahead and check them out. My final words are, we as humans have weird hobbies, and that's okay. So, just be yourself, if you're not hurting anybody. Thank you all for listening. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.